Welcome back to Twin to the Second Power. If you are new here, welcome. Today, we want to talk about this special bond or the special relationship that twins or multiples share. Sometimes we take relationships for granted, especially those who are closest to us. But God puts relationships in place for a reason. And for those who are twins or multiples, we share this special bond from the womb. So Jesus models what love and commitment looks like. And that is something that we yearn to develop, whether we are multiples or not. So today, we want to talk about 4 key points that we think are pros or positive to this relationship. And we're going to start off with Amaya.
Okay, so the first pro I think about being a twin is that you always have someone with you. So when you're born, you're both in the room together. And then when you grow up, you usually share the same room. And so that causes you to spend a lot of time with your twin. And so, like, also when you're going to school too, you don't have to experience going into new grades by yourself and like be too nervous about not knowing anyone because you already have your twin. And so like that can help you not to just be alone. And so when you're going through your classes and learning new things, you always have someone to help you. And also with like homework and studying too, that can also help you. So like you're not doing it totally by yourself. You have someone to like help you study, help you do your homework and all that. And also being together a lot helps you like create a strong bond. And so that can be like your best friend. And even if it's not your best friend, it's someone you know you can always trust. And so like when you're together a lot, it helps you get to know each other better, and like you can share interests and like just always do stuff together. And so that's what I think is really cool about being a twin. And the second pro I will pass on to Amelia.
Another pro about being a twin is the deep emotional ties. And I feel like when you're going through a hard time or like when you're really sad or like going through something, you can always go to your twin about it and they'll always have your back. And most times, like when you feel like you can like hide it from like other friends and family members, you can't really hide it from your twin because like you guys are the same age, you guys have been around each other your whole life, so like they kind of like read on certain behaviors and how you act and stuff. So most times you can't really hide that from your twin, and they'll like be like, oh, are you okay, like how are you feeling? And most times I feel like when I'm really like down, I can go to my sister and she's always like knows like the right things to say, always like to cheer me up. Mm-hmm. And also I feel like sometimes when you can't go to your family and friends about it, you can go to your twin because like you're really close, you're on the same age. So most times you like gone through the same things, and it's like really comforting to know you have someone that close to you to like help you out. And being in the same grade also helps a lot too, because like if you need help with something, you can always like go to them, ask them for help, and like you guys can help each other on different things. And that's a pro that I definitely think I have as a twin.
All right. The next pro is talking about lifelong support. And that's just, having a friend, a companion. So my sister was my first friend, and she's still my friend today. So we always grew up saying, she's my best friend. And so that person has your back. They're supporting you in all different life struggles, whether good or bad. So I'll give you a story. A couple of years ago, about 7 years ago, I had a brain tumor. And of course, my sister was there. All my family members were there at the hospital, but my sister was there and she fed me and she bathed me when I couldn't even move on the bed. She was there for me. And fast forward after the surgery, and then I went home. Most times it was at nights when I would have those tingling feelings or that numbness. And it got so extreme at one point that I felt like the life draining out of me. And at one point, like I was in the East Coast and my sister was on the West Coast. And most times, like, it's at midnight when those onset of feelings would come on me, and I could call my sister and she was on the phone with me, praying with me, talking with me, ensuring that I'm okay. And she stayed on the phone until I fell asleep. But at the same time, it was like midnight, 1 o'clock when those things happened. And I thank God every day for the support of my sister. And so the next point goes on to, my next point is my sister. All right. So the fourth point I want to touch on is the similarities. So I know you're going to say that's a given. But so we do have some things in common. So we have things like we have the same interests, whether it's we weren't really athletic, but we liked reading, we liked traveling, we liked to wear the same clothes. And even when we tried to pull apart and we said we're going to do our own things, we found that we'd come full circle because we already have those same interests. So that's one of the things that I admire about, twins tend to have a lot of the same interests. Also, one of the things, even it still happens to us now, but when our parents would say, like, for example, I'd come and I'd ask a question, and then my sister would come like a few minutes later and ask the same questions, and they'd say, "No, twin, no." So it was really we had that similarity. We still do that now, and sometimes we finish each other's sentences. All right, so we're ending with some twinspiration, and it's coming from Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 9 and 10. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him. God bless you. And if you like these contents, please like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.